Who's an engineer?
Yeah, no, I've been trying
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the section meeting this afternoon. Let's see, my name is W4MBD. I don't know who that is. No. Section manager Mike Douglas. Oh, wait now, will you, Daryl?
Too late.
Here's my good side.
Here we go, we got it.
I'm sorry?
Mike Dam Douglas.
Yeah, there you go, Mike Dam Douglas, yes. Actually, it's my dad's middle name, Dale. We're gonna start off this afternoon with a few awards that we've got up here. Can I have Mr. Payne? Yes, can I have you up here, please?
I don't know how I can do that.
Oh. We'll get you that ball, Jeff.
There's gonna be a surprise one here. He doesn't know it's coming, too.
It's my fault that it's spelled. I'll get it corrected into a 1-2.
Randy, for all your 18 years of service, this is the least we could do for you.
Congratulations, buddy. Thank you. And I'll get the corrected spelling to you.
And for those who are wondering what's going to happen in Highlands County, we're going out the air business. No,
This year, we decided, not only we always have the White Award, which Darryl will talk about, we always have the White Award. It was suggested that this be the first of an annual club award. We're going to do a club award each year. And this year, Mr. Shelley's suggested, so I'll bring him up here. And Mr. Toth, will you please come up here?
So yeah, I think it was after field day, I was thinking, we give this award to an individual, who's helped out the section, done stuff. And I said, there's organizations, we got clubs and organizations that do that. We should consider doing that as well. And I guess everybody seemed to like that idea. So the first group that came to my mind was the WCF group. Been supplying that repeater since probably the inception of the section, and I thought it was time not only represent groups and recognize those, but your group in particular.
Thank you.
So Paul?
Westland Florida Central.
Thank you, Daryl. Thank you.
All right, now I want to have, is Mike Drake here? May I have you and Mr. Dan Noah up here, please? We thought enough that we should give you the White Award, both of you this year.
Congratulations.
Especially since you're hanging it up.
Yep.
We each get one. Here, let's get on each plate.
Yep.
We're gonna put you in the middle.
All right. All right, here we go.
This way.
Look this way.
Now there's another one I'm going to bestow that he didn't know was coming. Since he's hanging it up with the National Weather Service, retiring from there, I thought, this guy ain't done with the section. So I've appointed him Assistant Section Manager, National Service Weather Liaison. And I snuck in behind you and did that one today.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
You'll be getting paperwork shortly this week from doing it with all your credentials.
That I can
Wait till you see
do.
your increase in pay.
Then, yes, I can double my salary. Yeah. It's so wonderful. That is awesome.
It's not over.
It's not over.
thought you were getting out.
No, not yet.
You're real, you're right back in.
Now I've got some other announcements to make, changes in the section.
We have one more that we.
Oh, I forgot about that one, yeah. Go ahead, Daryl.
It was suggested that we give Dan Noah a plaque as well. He served 21 years as our warning coordination meteorologist and came here from, what was it?
Bismarck, North
Bismarck,
Dakota.
North Dakota. And he said he would never go north of I-4 again.
And it's still true.
And he has kept that promise for 21 years.
Yes.
So Dan, I want to say congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, I moved my ham shack from the dungeon to the media room. So I have this huge room now, and it's all mine. Thank you. It's gonna be hanging on my wall. Thank you.
And come to his Skywarn training at an hour from now. It is the last.
It's my last official Skywarn training.
And I bet that we stay in a room only.
I may do an interpretive dance. But I'm gonna go set up now. Thank you all so much. And I will be
Where
around.
the forum is,
Thank you.
So it's not in here, it's
Yep.
gonna be in that, over there.
Okay.
Is that right? That's what I'm asking you.
Yes.
You said you had-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the Skywarn forum, in case there's any confusion, is in the building next door, the hour, that's not in here, like it's been in previous years. So just keep in mind, you have to go out this door,
Good job, sir.
go out
Good
the
job.
entrance, turn to the right, and then go down, you'll see signs, and that's where the Skywarn.
Now, I digress into some other areas here. Daryl will be happy to tell you, and so will Jimmy here, that I love to shake things up. Never know what to get out of me. So, I've had some issues, now I haven't had some issues, the section has. Bill Johnson back here has asked to step down as section emergency coordinator, which he will be resign the end of this month. And I've already appointed his successor, Bill Feta, over here as the new SEC for West Central Florida. Another change I have made, Dan over here is now my public information coordinator.
You can clap, sir.
And he's actually agreed to take on Jim Westlager's job because he has to resign. So he's going to be our publications administrator as well.
Okay, I know to get there.
Now, I've also, few of the people that are in this room know about it already. I have ECs in each county, of course, emergency coordinators. And I figured I, as section manager, do not know everything that goes on in the section because it's a rather large section. So I decided to go ahead and make each EC an assistant section manager for their county. So, I don't, do I have any in it? Oh, Tim there, yes, okay. And Christine, now we'll have titles of a, oh, you don't
I've
have.
already gone.
You
No, you're
already
right.
have- You already have 2 titles.
I'm no count, you got that right.
So I figure then those people can be my ears in the county for things that I am unaware of. I figured it's gonna bring us all a little closer. Oh, okay, this is the big one. Some of you have heard this already, heard me preach this. But I'm gonna ask just as general. Metropolitan Los Angeles, 5 counties. How many tech specialists do you think that area has? Anybody want to make a guess?
5.
Couple hundred.
27.
5. My home state of Michigan, how many tech specialists?
27.
3. My adopted home state of Illinois, where I lived most of my life, 2 tech specialists. West Central Florida has 40 tech specialists and change.
Wow.
Now, admittedly, a lot of them are active, but a lot of them never hear of them, don't know who they are. So as of January 1, I'm going to make the requirement, unless they only have HF here, that they must weekly sign into the EagleNet. And if they haven't done it by April 1, I am going to pull their appointments. I affectionately call these merit badges. And if they want to keep that merit badge, they're going to be active in the section. I just think that's the right thing to do, and that may, if we drop off some of that, as I affectionately say, dead wood, then maybe we'll get some new people in volunteering, hopefully. But that has been one of, he's known about it, Daryl's known about it, Jimmy's known about it. It's been one of, since I've taken over, it's almost 3 years now, that we've got all of these people out, and that also includes official emergency stations, official relay stations. If you want to be active in the section, you're gonna at least have to do that. Once a week is all I'm asking you, log into the EagleNet. Unless you only have HF equipment, then we'll figure out something else with those people. But that has been one of my, I'll be honest, pet peeves, that we've got all of this out there and you never hear from any of them. So I want to get that straightened out. That's pretty much all I had today. Is there anything you want to ask me? Yes, sir.
No, I just wanted to mention that part on the West Central Florida website, it said we had to provide a new West Central Florida communications plan by 2023, and I completed it this weekend, and I mailed it out by email to all the ECs, and I'd like them to look over it, and any mistakes that are made, please send me an email or send me a correction so that I can bring this up to date, and then when it's up to date, Daryl will post it on the West Central Florida website. That's it.
You got a question?
Yeah, for the tech specialists, you want to have them check into the EagleNet or into the TechNet?
EagleNet, weekly, at least one night a week, I want them to log in on EagleNet.
The TechNet is where we need them.
Well, they could do that as well. I'm going to be monitoring all of it, other than the 2 weeks I'm up in Chicago over the holidays. But I'll give that by. But I want to hear the activity. I don't care if it's on the TechNet. I don't care if it's on the AriesNet, as long as.
So I guess what he's asking is if they gotta check in on a section net once a week.
Right.
Whether it's EagleNet, TechNet, Section Areas Information Net, or whatever. Which there is one on HF as well on 3940. So that for the HF only people, they could do that. As a possibility.
Does that seem unfair to anybody in the room?
It's very reasonable.
Other than snowbirds, you may have a few snowbirds that may be gone for
Well,
3 months.
well, there's another, you brought up an interesting thing there, Jack. Daryl experienced it when he was section manager. I have 10 ECs, right, because I have 10 counties. When I come back in January, you know how many ECs I'll have?
14.
Maybe 19.
14 when I had.
I had 19.
Well, you beat my record.
The ECs that are from California, New York, Canada, whatever, when they come down here as the snowbird, they automatically get put on our roster, and I have a problem with that, but I don't know how.
Done it for years. What it is, when they get on the snowbirds mailing list, part of an unknown feature of that, their appointment gets transferred to our section where if they have an address in one of our 10 counties, they want to be an appointee in our section by the time they're here. Then it disappears when they go back north in the summer. So, and out of those 40 tech specialists, I think I whittled it down to 16. That's what we really got now. When you get rid of the dead wood that we already know that's not around anymore.
To speak to Jack's point, absolutely. I think the biggest problem is that there are so many people out there that have appointments and all that who nobody ever hears from. They never check in on anything, no matter what time of year it is. And when they're getting ready to go back, all they gotta do is send an email, hey, I'm gonna be in Traverse City until October or something. That would satisfy the requirement.
Do the contact form on the website. It goes to Mike, you'll get it.
Well, there's just a lot of people that we talk to each other like, who is this? Got no idea.
Geez, I'm the opposite.
Never
You
heard
guys
of
all know who I am.
Mike?
Sorry, we put it.
Why don't
Well,
you
we
just,
don't wanna know who you are.
Mike, why don't you just make a residency requirement? They have to be down here for 7 months.
That's a thought, but I don't know what the legality of that would be.
It's the league does it automatically.
They do it automatically.
They move people.
We have no input to that. When they get added to be put, let's say Joe Blowham from New York calls headquarters, I'm going to Florida. Send my QST, this will be my address. Once that happens, they automatically, their appointment moves with it without any statement. We have no input on it. And then when they call back and say, hey, I'm going back up north, then it moves back to that section.
They
And
don't like changing addresses.
It's not a
months to
permanent,
do
it's a
it, too.
temporary deal. And it's a league service that they don't advertise. They have to ask for it. And when it happens, they move the appointment, any of their appointments go with them in that move. And
Now, during my section manager seminar a year ago, September, I asked that question. Basically, what he said is true. They just don't want to deal with it. Is what it amounts.
they don't want to deal with it.
I gave up asking for my QSTs to be changed to different addresses. It takes anywhere from 2 to 4 months
Well,
for them to figure out that you're in a different, it wasn't
By
worth
that
it.
time you move back to where you started.
That-
You got digital now, so you can read it anywhere anyhow.
But really, I don't think it's unreasonable to have anybody that's, a lot of the people, I won't say a lot of people, but a percentage of the people that log in on the EagleNet, and Paul hears this all the time. Daryl hears it, Jimmy hears it, Dan hears it, Christine hears it. Well, can I log in right now, short of time, because I gotta go have dinner or this, that, or the other thing. They figure because they have this, they have the privilege, and then you don't hear from others that have, there are some tech specialists in this section, because I look at it all the time, that have been a tech specialist since 1974. And I know that I'm really nitpicking now, but it's what bugs me a little bit. When I took over from Daryl, you know what's supposed to happen? All of you badges are supposed to tender your resignation.
All appointments are canceled.
And I am okay, I want Daryl, I want Christine, I want Dan, I want Jimmy, I want Paul. It doesn't happen. So we build up. When I took over from him, he had honed it down. We had, 186 tech specialists, I think.
No, it was, I think, 40 at the max. I whittled some.
No, it was.
Oh, you're talking about total number of appointees. I
Yeah.
think I trimmed it down from 106 to 80 or 70 something. I got rid of 20 or 30. And I just recently called out 25 tech specialists I hadn't heard from in years.
But there again, I don't mind you having it as long as you do something with it. If you're just doing it so you can check in early on the EagleNet, no, that doesn't fly with me. I'm sorry. But that's me. So, I mean, does anybody not agree with it?
I get it, participation is big, I understand that, but we have in Pasco County, I listen to the Eagle Net, I hear tech specialists I had never met before in my life. But yet in Pasco County, we have two individuals, probably the biggest benefactors as far as technology, hardware, and knowledge, that are listed as tech specialists, that they're so busy in their own right, would probably just overwhelm themselves and their home schedule by adding more nets on top of nets.
You mean one night a week is gonna break?
Well,
them?
they have their club net, they have the Aries net, they have the Skywarn net. By the time, and if they want to do the Saturday HS net.
Well, I'm gonna be hard-nosed on that one, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stick to,
And, you know, at least one of them, you probably won't hear on, he's a hardcore CW guy.
well, I understand that. Yeah, I said if they have HF gear only, I have no problem with
There
that.
is the HF Section Areas Information Net on 3940 on Saturday morning.
7:30.
7:30, or after the Florida Phone Traffic Net, which is hours later. Sometimes they run over.
I just wanna know there's still a heartbeat out there. That's what I'm looking at.
Once a month might be a better,
I originally thought once a month, but I thought, no, then that slides down to, well, maybe I'll do it 6 months down the road. So I'm holding strong on once a month.
And he did say any section net. It could be Eagle Net, if it's a tech specialist, tech net, if it's a Section Areas Information Net. Take your pick.
Yes, sir.
Couple of things. I think Mike and I have talked about this, and I've given a lot of thought, specifically on support to the areas ECs. If you look at the ARRL website, do the drop down on each job description for an emergency station, for a legal station, for a tech specialist, and every one of them says support areas. And that's what we're trying to build. A full-time job for somebody, but I want to be able to go to Tim as EC in Pasco County and say, here's who we have registered for as tech specialists, and here are their qualifications, their specialties. So he has ready reference he can go to when he's has a problem. That should happen for everybody. The same thing with relay stations. We're going to work in Pasco on doing establishing some traffic stations. Yes, that's a relay station's job. Plug in there in some sort of way. Same thing with an emergency station. Okay, who's your backup EOC if you can't get into your county? That's your emergency station. So if we're going to give that badge, that guy or gal has got to be able to fit the bill to act as backup EOC.
Being active is a qualification on every station appointment. They're all on their website. You can read the job description. They actually have a job description for every one of them.
And I'm going to send out a general email detailing this, because I realize there's very few people in this room. It's gonna be common knowledge. And what I'm going to additionally require is tech specialists. You do a monthly report. Official emergency stations, official relay stations. I don't care if you say I didn't do anything this month. At least I want to know that you're still breathing there. That's what I'm looking for. So you'll do a monthly report. It'll go, well, ECs, of course, will go to Bill over here, which went to that Bill over there, and we'll figure it out. I'll have it squared away by
Your report forms on the section website. They are easy to do.
And it's not an awful lot to ask people. I just want to know that you're still breathing. That's what I really want to know.
Reporting is on the job description requirement for all appointments. It is on there on every one of them.
So anything else? Yes, sir.
Just a thought, Mike. You want to kill two birds with one stone? You make sure that they file their monthly report as an NTS message on the Eagle Net. Then that way, you not only know they're still breathing, but you're also generating traffic and you're maintaining proficiency.
That's fabulous.
I like that idea, that's
good.
good. We're trying to figure out how to get more traffic.
On the Florida Phone Traffic Net, they all do their reports as radiograms, and they're good at
And
it.
that's when Sanford took over as the net manager, that was one of the things he said he was gonna do, is be, instead of, off the net, and the monthly net reports are going to Dave as formal traffic.
I like it.
And you do little shortcuts, and they do them on the Florida Phone Traffic Net, like going to your station and break the text. You get, message number, routine, your call sign, location of this, today's date. You can even say today's date and your station and break the text.
Yeah, we do shorthand all the
That's a little bit of
time.
shorthand, that makes it go a little shorter, especially when you got a lot of radiograms beginning.
Well, what if you got a long hand?
You're just out of luck, man.
You know I couldn't resist.
I know you couldn't resist that. I'd check your temperature if you'd that passed on it.
So is there anything else? I mean, it's not as long as it has, probably could be, but, there's nothing else. I'll take any questions you have if I can answer. I imagine a lot of you want to get out of here anyway, so.
Is that for just the tax bill or for all of your staff members? All of yours?
Well, I consider the board, because we talk all the time, I know you're breathing, so I mean.
All station level appointees, not section level, because he talks to all of us regularly.
Anything, Mr. Beal?
No, I probably got a couple there.
Do I have to duck?
Well, you might. Good afternoon, everybody. If you don't know me, I'm Jeff Beals, WCF Vice Director for the Southeast Division. Our Director, Nikki, couldn't make it, so he got me.
Oh boy, I'm getting out of the way.
You better, you almost got it again. I got some good news. I'm sure you'll like it. How many of you have heard of ARDC? Amateur Radio Foundation.
Yes.
And they have given us money in the past. They funded the club grants we did a couple of years ago. Well, get this, $2.1 million is coming our way to provide scholarships.
How much of that can I get?
I'll let you know. Send me a memo. Check into the net. Once a week.
Once a week, check in and you'll find the details.
Scholarships, or another round of club grants, and to fund our teachers association, train teachers to teach amateur radio. This is one. So pleased to have that. That's going to be a game changer. Yes, sir.
Who, is that money coming to the league?
Yes, yes, no. I can hope.
Good. West Central Florida.
Yeah. Yes, sir, Bill.
$1.380.
Bill?
Is the ARL going to do away with the forwarding service? I've sent somebody who sees emails through the forwarding service and they never got it.
Well, everybody who has a forwarding service, we even have the same problem with QCW. They're working on it, but I don't think it's an answer. I'm not an IT guy, but it seems when you send out mega emails, at one time, they're going to get buried. And that's what's happening. I don't get half my emails. Mike was telling me now they're sending emails to the section managers to their alias, arl.net.org, and their real email to make sure they get it. So I can't really answer the question. I've not heard of them going to do away with it, but
I haven't heard anything.
I'm sure thinking about it. It's been a real mess. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I know some people that might qualify for this grant. So how do they get in touch with you, or do I nominate them?
The ARL Foundation, will send something out.
To who?
To the members. Yeah.
To all of them?
Yes, oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as they get it worked out, they'll find out. The scholarships are handed to the ARL Foundation.
field organization will handle the club grants and the beach system. So, again, as soon as that gets, I mean, yeah, it'll be a while, it won't be long. This will just happen. I don't know when we're gonna see it. But this is really a big change.
Randy's hand's gone up back there.
Mr. Payne, yes, sir.
At one point, if I am not incorrect, I read that the foundation does not grant money for emergency communications equipment. Is that correct?
I'm not aware of that. I
don't
think that's true.
I saw it in writing on the ARR
You
webpage.
did. I was not aware of that. I always thought they did provide.
Which absolutely floored me.
Yeah,
Because what is amateur radio all about?
I'll check it out, maybe. I'll let you know.
I thought I read that somewhere.
Any
but I
other
wasn't
guys
sure.
heard that?
Wasn't sure.
Oh, no, I read it too.
Well, where did you read it?
Was, well,
Because I've not seen it.
when Paul was going after a grant, that was one of the things we got back. We don't do emergency communication.
It was number one in the list of what things we don't do. First one.
Well, I guess they obviously concentrate on scholarships. But I was not aware of that. I thought of where the project, almost any amateur radio work project would be covered. Yes, sir.
Jeff, we applied, the West Central Florida group applied for a grant last June or whenever before the closing date was, to replace some antenna infrastructure at the Lake Placid repeater site.
Yes, I know that
And
quite
a
well.
month later, we got a thank you, but we do not fund anything that could be remotely connected with MCOM. And I'm going, well, if that's the case, then what do you?
I honestly, guys, I wasn't aware of that. I'll check it out, but I think probably you'll need to do that on the next group of club grants. I think it might qualify there. Was there any question back, sir?
Yeah, here's what it says on the website.
Okay.
The foundation does not fund emergency communications equipment for state or local EOCs or for emergency vehicles to be used in partnership with state or local agencies.
No, honestly, I was not aware of that. Jim, did you know that?
But
Were you aware of that, Jim?
I know any, that I was aware of during my term, anything that supplied, grants for emergency equipment was under the the money we got from ARDIT.
Well,
Maybe it's only to bring in new cameras.
I mean, the main emphasis is scholarships, that I do know. But I didn't realize they had an exemption. That is kind of strange. I'll have to ask those guys when I see them. Any other questions before I go on with something else? A couple other things where we've had some success with in the legislative area. Those of you who heard about the symbol rate and the digital bandwidth bill with the FCC? You heard about that? Well, that's passed. After 12 years of fighting for that, we finally are away from the symbol rate. It's a regular
That's what I was
It
thinking.
hit the Federal Register, so usually it's 30 days after the Federal Register. It'll be announced on the website. How many of you are aware of the 60-meter changes to the FCC? Did you send them a comment?
I didn't, but I
How many sent the comments to the comment? Thank you. That was extended from the end of October to November. So, basically what they want to do is they want to bring the power down to 10 watts instead of 100 watts. That's good. And change the channel configuration and everything. So we haven't heard what's happening with that, but I'm hopeful that's going to be, we're going to save that. Paul?
What I'm about to say is not the first time I've said this. I believe that whole effort for 60 meters is an effort to get amateur radio off that 5 megahertz bandwidth.
What's secondary?
A 9 watt ERP isn't going to get you across the street.
Granted, and that's why we fought to make sure we didn't have that. Now it's going to play out. There were a lot of good positive comments. So let's still have to see what they say.
I mean, QRP might be fun, but that's ridiculous to limit a train car.
No argument here. We're still waiting for some action on the antenna HOA deal. We got some more sponsors in Congress for that, so that's still working. And also the technician enhancement that was proposed years ago. A lot of this stuff's been sitting on the MCC's desk for many years now. They're finally getting around some of our legislation. So our legislative action team is doing a good job. Let's see. That's about all I've got. Any questions for me? Yes, sir.
Do you see anything coming down the pike of solar panels that are causing RF interference?
Well, you know, it's an interesting question. We have a very, very good RF IT in the South Florida section. We're working out of Melbourne. And they've been working on stuff like that as well as other things. Power poles and all this other stuff. We're trying to get them to expand to the other sections in Florida. And maybe I'd like to see this even nationwide. They do an excellent job. They take care of many, many cases, and they got a good team to work on this stuff. So we're going to try to see this expanded elsewhere. So, Mike, you know, if we get something going on that, you know, we'll let you know. But I think that'd be a great thing to have in every section.
We're seeing that creep in up here all the time.
But I mean, in the meantime, if you need something, these guys probably could help you because they have crossed the section line to help there. If you're interested, you know, see me at the after the booth, and I'll tell you. Oh, gee, I haven't heard anything about the dues increase, so I guess I won't go.
I was just gonna ask,
Go ahead.
what's the feedback been?
I'm tough.
What's the feedback been generally?
Well, let me tell you my position.
You should have been here yesterday.
Oh, yeah. We had a very spirited discussion. This came up in the July board meeting. A lot of debate, you know. The bottom line is Mickey and I did not vote. We did not want it. It really wasn't full of careful on that. I personally didn't like the idea of doing both things at the same time, $10 increase plus the $25 to keep on subscription to the rest of it. I thought was, if you gotta do it one at a time. Do one first, you know, and then, but the part that really hurt me, and other people, now the vote was 11-4. People who took memberships for 1, 2, and 3 years, paid in advance, they expected to get their QSD as part of the memberships. We've done it for the last 100 years. But they decided to cut that off in January, December 31st. That we felt was very wrong. That's not the way to do it. Unless we try to convince the other members to continue that. And that's probably most of the complaints that I've been getting about this, is the fact about keeping up with the existing.
Who were the other two no-votes? Who were the other two no-votes?
Honestly, I know, it was 4-11. Honestly, I don't remember, but you can look it up, and it's the minutes are on the website.
Yeah.
But that's been the biggest complaint that I've heard, is people saying, hey, how come you're not fulfilling your agreement to provide my QSD to the end of my membership? You know, and we said, if you want to cut it off, fine, but wait until the membership expires, you know, then the new rules apply. What can I say? But in somewhat of their defense, you know, we were running quite a deficit on operations. Printing QSD, mailing it out, has become very, very expensive. You might remember a few months back, you know, maybe about a year or so, the QSD came in a very, very rough paper. You guys remember that? That's because our regular paper supplier during COVID couldn't provide the paper. We had to go to an outside source and pay probably twice as much for that paper to print that QSD, but we wanted to print a QSD. We didn't want to say, hey, you know, no QSD. So, you know, there's certainly a reason for that. But, it doesn't sit well, you know. People are not happy with it. I understand that. But I hope, despite this, we'll still remain members. We want your membership. We need support. So, if there's any kind of a hardship situation, you know, we can look at it on a basis. And of course, most people now have opted not to take the QSD. I
I don't think anybody did over the weekend.
No.
And we renewed, and we're happy with the online version. But there are some
At
folks.
least I didn't hear anything.
There are some folks who still want it,
Well, I'm the geeky type. I like the digital version because it has the hyperlinks where you can go in and.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of advantages to it, but you can't sit on the john and read QST.
Just thinking. But you can take your iPad in there.
I've heard that comment before. You can't if you have an iPad.
You take your iPad in there and went to the John.
But you might drop it.
No, I got a case on mine.
Well, anything else? I don't want to hold you guys up.
Do any of my board members have anything they want to address or?
Just an announcement, TechCon, February 23rd and 4th, Hillsborough County PSOC, Public Safety Operations Complex. You come in, register on the section website, forms right on there. I'm still looking for speakers, so if you have somebody who has an amateur radio related topic, see me.
But I don't have the right radio.
Anything Mickey and I can do for you guys,
That's all.
Please let me know. I've got, I can give you my card, the information with QST. Don't hesitate.
I do have one last thing that I failed to mention. There's not going to be a quarterly Aries meeting in January. And as we know it, I'm making a change there. It's no longer going to be the quarterly Aries meeting. It's going to be the quarterly section meeting. It will encompass areas. It will encompass other topics. It's not simply going to be delegated to areas. Because I want input from everything. So going forward, probably in the spring, it'll be the quarterly section meeting.
Anything else I can answer for you guys?
What is your call?
WA4AW. Same backwards or forwards. I did that so I can remember.
The 4 isn't the same backwards.
Oh, you would have to bring that up, Douglas.
And also, people who got the schedule have a staff meeting scheduled here after that, but you're not having that.
Right. Because I didn't have anything really for it. Now, of course, what staff honestly do I really have here right now? So I want it all encompassing if we do that. So. And I figured that the quarterly meeting will have a section where it may be just us guys at the top for a few minutes, and then I just think it makes more sense instead of going out for a quarterly Aries meeting and then nothing honestly really gets accomplished of recent time anyway. So we just open it up and basically whatever's bugging you, let us know.
Are we still doing the luncheon or is that going bye-bye?
I haven't figured that one out yet.
Are you paying?
Are you buying?
No.
Are you paying? I'll show up.
I'll have
I'm just
to
your
get that
webmaster,
under
need to
my-
know what's happening on that.
As long as he stays out of my pocket, maybe.
Oh, I'm deep in the run now.
Anything else?
I want to go back to that place where they had the cheeseburger salad.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, you
my
like
gosh,
you
good
like
food,
Paul's Kitchen, huh?
That's it.
When we go to Harding County, we'll go to Tulsa.
You can also, what is the, where I had it first and it's even better is a restaurant in downtown Arcadia. I forget the name of it. But,
Soto Cafe, good place.
huh?
Soto Cafe.
No, Wheeler's Cafe, that's it.
Oh, okay.
It's right in downtown, it puts Paul's to shame.
I used to go to the Soto Cafe. Well, I'm still there.
I don't have anything else. If anybody else does, I'm open.
Pick up.
Going once, twice.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Maybe we'll do this again sometime.
Next December.